And Manuel Bojorquez joins us now from Isla Morada. Manuel, what exactly needs to be done before Keys residents can return home?
Well, definitely a lot of cleanup. First of all, we can show you that here. This is just off the main highway, the one-way in and out of the Keys, and you can just see the massive amounts of debris, the boat there. You've got wooden planks, parts of people's fences, and even a mattress here. So you can see that someone's home was clearly ripped apart and all the belongings are now scattered here along the road. But it's also important to get running water back to all areas, power restored to all areas, and cell service. And that is what crews have been working on for days now, and they are making some progress. Power is slowly coming back online in many parts of the Keys. Of course, many parts of it may not have it for still some days, but they are also trying to get fuel restored to some of the gas stations up and down the chain here, and trying to get food and water to people, clearly that being the most important thing right now. So yes, the cleanup is going to take some time, but the important thing here is that they have been able to open up access to Highway 1 here, up and down. They are restricting residents from going beyond a certain point because it's still too hazardous down there. But the good thing about this is those first responders, all the crews that are working to bring all of those services back online, we've seen them going up and down the road for days now.
What about Key West? That's the southernmost key. When will people be able to get back there?
Well, many people rode out the storm there, and we were there just 2 days ago to watch the helicopter drops of food and water. People still cannot drive all the way down that way, and officials are hesitant to put a time frame on when they might let people drive back down because it's fluid as a situation. They don't want to disappoint people if they can't meet a deadline, and they also don't want people to line up on the highway here and potentially cause a traffic backup that could prevent crews from getting in. So it's still yet to be seen when people will be able to get all the way down there. But officials in the Keys are trying to be optimistic about things, saying that once they get people in and once they can clear debris and get parts of the city there rebuilt, that they will be ready, in fact, to host one of the year's biggest events, which is Fantasy Fest, which is scheduled to start October 20th. So again, really tough times right now, but people are already looking ahead here to rebuilding and trying to get back on their feet.
You mentioned the folks that rode out the storm. What are they saying about the destruction?
Many of them have not seen it this bad in their lifetimes, really. You have people who decide to hunker down for any of the hurricanes that come through here, just believing that they don't want to leave their homes. We're getting the sense for many people, the worst that they have seen. But what's interesting to point out there is you have nearly 80,000 residents here in Monroe County, which is the area where the Keys are in, and the majority did get out. The evacuation order and all those urgent warnings really did work. You had about 10,000 people who decided to ride it out, and that still seems like a large figure for as big of a storm as that was. But officials here are telling us that they have completed those door-to-door checks looking for any potential victims, and they have found no additional victims. So many of the people who stayed behind here luckily did survive, but the big problem now, of course, is the food, the water, the electricity, trying to connect with relatives, let them know that they're okay.
Manuel Bojorquez in the Florida Keys, thank you.
Thank you.